everybody. It's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Love is Blind is over. They put the reunion up last night, Friday. This was the worst reunion I've ever watched. It was a little spicy, a little bit. I was entertained a little bit. I was mostly entertained when Vanessa got up and went off and started cursing. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But I've never seen people talk so much in code. Like, if you're going to be on a TV show, you sign up to put your dating life out there. We get to the reunion and nobody want to say what was done. Everybody, oh, I want to respect your feelings, so I want to bring this up. Oh, we got into a fight, but I don't want to say what you did, but you can apologize for what you did. The whole time I'm screaming at the TV, can somebody spill something? Can somebody tell me something? You're showing all the clips. I just don't appreciate this, and I apologize for that. I'm like, this isn't a reunion. This is like a recap, a YouTube review. You all aren't putting closure. Y'all aren't spilling any tea. Y'all wasn't even dressed that nice. I don't even want to talk about the looks because ain't nobody look good. I mean, y'all looked all right. Y'all didn't look the worst. This show is broken. I already ain't never really believed in the concept, but let's get into it. I got a couple of notes. I got my Stella Rose. I got it in this cup that'll keep your wine cold. I like my little ventilated cup. The episode comes on and I'm already rolling my eyes. Shake is telling everybody, I'm nervous about the edit. And I'm like, here he go. It's always somebody every season on every show that want to blame the edit. Can y'all please let that go? Please let that go. Shane, the reunion ain't even starting, and Shane is rubbing his head, looking all up to God. He can't sit still. He twitching and acting goofy. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with Shane? I don't like to say people on drugs or nothing like that because I don't know his lifestyle. I don't know what's going on in his house. But something was off with Shane. Natalie is sitting in the corner looking scared. Look like the person who kidnapped her is in the corner of the room with cue cards saying, bitch, don't say nothing. And then for some reason, Shayna, who deserved to get dragged the most, is sitting up there like, look at y'all. Happy it wasn't me. I'm like, why is Shayna got her nose in the air? Like she vindicated about something. And then I said this from the beginning, Nick and Vanessa don't need to host the reunion. They didn't ask any other questions that I wanted answers to. And that's probably why everybody was talking in code. Everybody was cold talking, and you know what I'm talking about, but we ain't gonna say it on camera. I'm like, why are y'all even doing a reunion? But let's move into my notes. Now, the first thing, Shake is up and talking. He act like he want to get control of the reunion. But Shake was in the beginning making valid points for me. And I had already knew Shake was going to get up here, like he said, keep it real. He was going to keep it real with everybody else's business. But when it came to his business, he started talking in code too. We're going to get to Shake and Deep T's segment later. But Shake made a point where he said it's very unrealistic for people to meet somebody and get married in 3 weeks. And I said the same thing. I said it's the concept of the show. And I mean, for the people who have been through it and got married, and congratulations to you. But the concept of the show just doesn't make sense to me. I agree with Shake. Like, let's love is kind of blurry. It ain't blind. It ain't blind. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what you say. You could get in that cube, that pod, whatever we calling it, fall in love with a conversation all you want. You get out there and you see somebody that look like Flavor Flav or something like that. You telling me the love has blinded you and you really want to kiss Flavor Flav in the mouth? Let's move on. The first scene we want to talk about is Shayna and Shane. When Shayna came in the room, and I guess Shane thought it was Natalie. He getting ready to propose, and Shayna go tell all her feelings like, "I love you. I always loved you. I want to be with you. Whatever." Another instance where I agree with Shake. I don't know who said it. Shayna was on bullshit. Shayna came in there because she was hoping that Shane would flip. She was hoping that Shane would be like, "Well, damn, I've been waiting for you to say you love me this whole time. I ain't about to propose to Natalie. I proposed to you." Natalie said she felt betrayed by Shayna because Shayna was her girl and she didn't think Shayna would do no shit like that. I'm like, Shayna not your girl. You just met Shayna the same time you met Shane, which was 2-3 days ago. That's not your girl. We here for a man. And I would do the same thing. If we here for a man and we both want the same man, I'm shooting my shot. I don't be like some chick I just met 3 days ago. Oh, well, you can have him. Shane is over here crying and he is bothering me. Because I'm like, Shane, what you crying for? Like, you crying, but you're not explaining yourself. So I'm already aggravated. I'm aggravated. The only one piping up is Shake, and everybody is telling Shake to be quiet. But Shake is the only one making sense. He like, y'all asses, she just want to be on TV. I'm like, that's it. Shayna just wants to be on TV. So why we sitting up here coddling Shayna like she ain't did shit wrong? She ain't wasted our time taking this man's mother's engagement ring, knowing she don't want to marry him. And then get to the reunion, it's like, oh, I should have said no. Anyway, it's Kyle's turn. And Kyle tells Shayna, you only went over there in the park to meet up with Shane to see if he'll flip sides. And I said, you right. They ripping Shayna apart, saying she wrong for being in the love triangle, and she wrong for accepting the engagement ring from Kyle when she really wanted to be with Shane, and all this and all that. I said, but y'all ain't giving Jared no smoke. Jared did the same thing. He over here, they ain't even talk about Jared boohoo crying and then turning right around and proposing to Ayanna. Like, they let Jared off nice. Jared got off real clean. I'm gonna get to Jared and Ayanna. I just want to fill in the gaps. Everybody on this platform was on bullshit. Almost, I'm gonna say 99%. Shayna wanted to be on TV. It ain't had nothing to do with religion. It ain't had nothing to do with. Shayna wanted to be on TV. Production wanted another Jessica Barnett moment where somebody else pining for somebody else man. So they let Shayna shouldn't even have been allowed to be on the show. She didn't want to get married. And then I was reading a little article. It was two other couples that were engaged that they said couldn't even be on the show. But then you gonna let Shayna and Kyle come play in our face. Shake is the only one speaking facts. Both of y'all want to be on TV. Kyle, you knew Shayna ain't want to be with you. And then Kyle later on talking about, no, that was Salvador. One of my, it's in my notes. Somebody wanted to be with Deep T, but I forgot which one. And Shayna, she looked like somebody who just wants to get her face out there and get her followers up. But let's move on from them. Oh, we learned in this segment that everybody on the cast unfollow Shake. Like, nobody likes Shake. Shake is an asshole. I will give him that. He is an asshole. But damn. Not even Nick or not Nick, but Shane, the crazy one. Nobody wanted to be a part of his clique. So what happened next? Okay, let's move on. Ayanna. They get to Ayanna. Ayanna, what you think about watching this conversation with Mallory and Jared, and they calling each other Mal Mal, Jared Bear? I know you like gold rings because I asked you to marry me first. You know, all that bullshit they were sitting over there talking about, flirting all up in each other's face. Ayanna is like, oh, I was hurt, but you know, he my man now. That's pretty much. I don't understand Ayanna. Can we talk about this for a second? Like, I've never gotten over it. You know, it's if you like it, I love it. But I've never understood how this man proposes to Mallory one day. They both in the separate houses crying like they grandparents both dropped dead. You know, no disrespect with that comment. I'm just giving you an analogy. But they both in there boo-hoo crying. Like the man or woman they've been dating for the past decade has just dropped them. Boo-hoo crying. And then the very next day, it wasn't even Jared who said, I still love Ayanna. I'm gonna propose to her. It was some other random man on the show that was like, yo, man, you had a connection with Ayanna, go propose to her. Like, you ain't out the race. Go ahead and get with Ayanna. Mallory don't want you. I still haven't gotten over that. And I would like, and this is a question I would have asked Ayanna. Like, I really want to sit Ayanna down separately and be like, girl, like, really, you know this man ain't really want you. He just wants to be on TV, so he can't play in your face. I can't believe they really got married. I can't believe they still sitting up here acting like they married. But one thing I did notice, she said it at the end of the episode. She said, I ain't want nobody to know I was out here screwing around, but I had sex with Jared in Mexico. And didn't I tell y'all about them gray sweatpants? That's where he was wearing them gray sweatpants, was in Mexico. Go on back and watch them reviews from around, what's that? The first set of episodes. I said, Ayanna girl, if you saw what I saw in them gray sweatpants, you better jump on and test it out. Don't just leave them yet. Try it out a little bit. I'm telling you, I think Ayanna is a little bit matized. You know the word that come in front of it, matized. I just have questions. And then Jessica up here talking about, well, it's okay, girl. You know, I'm not even Nick Lachey's first wife. I'm the second wife, and that he was my man. And I'm like, this is no comparison because Nick Lachey didn't break up with Jessica Simpson and then the very next day get on his knee and propose to you. He got divorced. He took a second, worked on himself, met you, and got married. That's reality. Now, if Nick would have turned around and proposed to you the very next day after he filed for divorce, we all would be looking at Nick like he crazy. Like, bitch, you was fucking him the whole time, wasn't you? You know, so I'm like, just, Vanessa, shut up. Shut up. This is not a comparison. Now, they get back to the conversations that they had on the beach, and you know, Ayanna is acting like she ain't bothered, and you know, it hurt her. They talked about it, and he been backsliding a little bit, but he caught himself. You know, he got himself back together, and I'm just like, Ayanna, if you like it, I love it. They remind me of Martell and Melody Holt season 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, where they just had a united front. It ain't matter what bullshit was going on in their house. When they came to that reunion, they were the Holts. They were united. They were in love. They ain't give a damn about none of that other stuff. You getting a united front. You ain't gonna get me to say nothing about my man. That's what Jared and Ayanna were giving me, where instead of Ayanna actually being honest, which I think any woman would feel some kind of way, and I don't trust. It's something that I see through the TV screen where I don't trust the man. But that's her man. And like I said, if she like it, congratulations, girl. Congratulations. Let's move on. So then Sal jumps in the conversation and was like, look, when you was talking about she should have had a gold ring because you asked her and you know that she don't like this ring that Salvador picked out because it wasn't gold. Sal said that was disrespectful and I ain't appreciate the disrespect. And here go Jared and Ayanna. Oh, it was a joke. It was just a joke, man. And Ayanna was like, yeah, it was a joke. I'm like, girl, shut up. Let your man sit in that. You might want to be blind to the bullshit, but let Salvador tell him what he needs to say, and you have to sit in that. It was disrespectful. It was not a joke. Because I guarantee you, and you know, hindsight is always 2020. If Jared or if Mallory would have gave Jared any kind of a hint that I ain't really want to be with Salvador, I really want to be, you know, if she would have did some Shayna shit with Jared, Ayanna would be in Chicago by herself. You can't tell me no different. So I'm really disappointed with the Ayanna and Jared segment because I felt like they could have gave us more, or if anything, she could have gave us her honest opinions. Like, oh, we can't even just watch the show together. I had to watch it alone. I'm so hurt. And then Vanessa over here apologized. Girl, you so hurt, but we just showed the clip. Let's move on because I'm pissed off. Now we get to Nick and Danielle, and I'm already ready to fast forward. I didn't really take no notes on Nick and Danielle. I really didn't write anything down to the end of that segment when they showed the apartment that they share. And Danielle that came in there and messed that man apartment up. That man apartment was spotless, like glistening clean. And the first thing you see is people's socks all over the floor, shoes on the floor, trash all on the counter. She got shit all in the middle of the space. Ain't nothing organized, clothes everywhere. I know he is in there like, he can't be OCD because people who are clean, 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 they get to twitching and stuff when they see a mess. So, again, if they like it, I love it. They ended their segment that his uncle gave Danielle, their great grandmother's ring, as I guess a wedding gift. Cute. I guess Nick and Danielle are real. They're the only ones who I think are real that might last. Might. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, now we get over to Mallory and Salvador, and they talking about music and singing, and my finger was on the fast forward button because I said if he break out one note, click, I don't want to hear it. He didn't start singing. Somewhere they met for coffee, and they realized once the cameras were off of them, they ain't have no connection. But Salvador did go to say that something happened within their relationship off camera that was a little bit of karma, and they realized they weren't going to work out. And this is where I'm pissed off. I'm like, why y'all talking in code? I don't want to be disrespectful, and we know what happened, but I'm not going to say it's just a little bit of karma. And I'm like, what's the karma? Her man came over to your house breaking up shit because she done went off on the show. You know, because that's what your ex-girlfriend did. Went over your sister's house wrecking up shit because you went on the show. Did she have a secret man too? Like, spill the tea. Because I can tell you one thing, the entire time that Jared and Ayanna were speaking in their segments, the camera flashed to Mallory, and Mallory's eyes were a rolling. Like, okay. Like, Mallory still wants your man, Ayanna. I'm just saying. I want to know what happened because I'm like, well, we can just fast forward if y'all not gonna say what happened. and y'all just apologizing to each other in code, and some karma went down in code. And this is where the host of the show, Nick, like Nick didn't even have to be there. It looked like Nick didn't even really watch the show. Vanessa piped up a little bit, but y'all didn't get to asking the questions. Like Carlos King would never. You talking about some shit went down. Carlos be like, well, tell me what happened. This the reunion. This ain't the time to be piping down. Pipe up. What was the karma? But anyway, they never say. So at this point, I'm over it. Somewhere in the show, Jared piping up on Shake, saying that Shake is fake and that Shake is shallow. And I forgot what Shake got to argue with people the whole time. But let's get into it's Shake's turn now. Shake says he likes small women. Deep T said it had to be, you got to be a size 0. And Shake said he a jerk and that he wasn't physically attracted to Deep T. And I want to ask Deep T, well, were you physically attracted to him? Because Shake ain't no Playboy model or whatever. You know, he ain't nothing really, no prize. I mean, yeah, he a veterinarian and he probably got a little bit of coin, but it ain't like he got no brain surgeon, cardiologist coin. You know. Everyone is like, oh, Deep T is like family. Shake, how could you do her like that? And Shake, why you come on this TV show? If you, in this one, Shake talking about love is blurry. And I agree with him. Look, Shake, I would respect Shake so much if he would have just came on the reunion and said, I wanted to always be on TV. This show was the only one that gave me a call back. So I jumped in it and I gave it a good go. And I knew if I came on TV and acted an ass and became the villain, I would get more screen time and blah, 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 and this, and this. That's honestly what Shake is doing. I don't even think Shake is looking for love. I don't think he even wants to get married. I think he just wanted to be on TV. And fame is such a hell of a drug that people don't care if they have to ruin their reputations, if they have to be the hugest assholes. All they want is their names trending on Twitter. And when you go on Twitter and you look at Love is Blind, everyone is dragging Shake. And I don't think Shake gives a damn because his name is out there. Shake goes on to say, marriage is a big purchase and you don't go out there and purchase no car without driving it first. And then Deep T let us know, you ain't never drove none of me. We ain't never have no sex. Good girl, don't add that soul tie to your list. It's hard for him to get past a weight discrepancy. I didn't understand that because when they had their swimsuits on, they both used to be chubby kids and they both lost a lot of weight. Deep T didn't have no hanging skin. She didn't have no flabby arms and no skin from her stomach hanging over her swimming suit. Shake did. Shake had the hanging skin, the stomach was hanging all over. Like, that's when I'm like, he ain't no prize. So what weight discrepancy was there? Because Deep T looked good. But see, Shake is one of those people who his internal chubby kid is speaking for him. Like all the stuff that he internalized, that he probably was bullied and went through and people made fun of him and he don't want no big girl and all this. He's so used to probably women saying that to him when he was chubby that now he wants to spew it out on other people because he lost a little bit of weight. Now he think he a prize. At some point, Vanessa pipes up and go off on Shake. I forgot what she said. I think she said you on the wrong fucking show. Like she piped up and I was here for it because I was ready for somebody to go off. I was ready for somebody to be Amber. Like it ain't Nan and like Deep T. This was her moment to speak up for herself, and the cast just started talking for her, and I was like, Deep T ain't gonna give me what I'm looking for. So I'm happy Vanessa piped up a little bit, and Shake at the end of the show admits he was on the wrong show, but I don't think Shake ever wanted to be on a dating show. I think Shake, anybody from any television platform that would have called him to be on something, he would have jumped on it because he just wants to be on TV. And he's a clown. So let's move on from that. I mean, and that's when Shake goes into Love is Blurry. I agree. Let's change the name of the show. Or I'd rather people could see each other from the beginning. Because even if, and this is another thing, even if you open up them pod doors and you don't like what you see, we live in a world where people will be fake and will be phony, and they'll probably go along with some bullshit. Not saying that's what Shake did. I think Shake is just an asshole. But I think some people will get out there like, oh, you're so beautiful. Because who right now in 2022 is gonna be like, bitch, you ugly. Never mind. I don't want to marry you and go back out the other way. No one is gonna do that. So let them look at each other first. Love, to me, love is not blind. Love is not blind. The only love I feel like is truly blind and unconditional is the love between parent and child. Everybody else, we got our eyes open. But let's move on. Oh, then Nick Lachey did have a little shady moment because he was like, well, maybe that's why you just a vet, because you don't know how to care for humans. And Shay got in his feelings. It's a whole bunch of vet society that'll really be upset that you said we're just a vet because we only work on animals. Well, I mean, you are. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful I have somebody take Luke and Angelo too when he get a little sick. Because I remember he got a bone stuck down his throat. I was so thankful for the vets. But it is a price discrepancy. Like, human doctors make more money. But I'm over that. Now, Shake tried to say he's sorry. He ain't sorry. We get into the clean version. Everybody's like, we should go off on Shake, but we gonna be nice. No, go off. Entertain me. And we learned that at least some of the cast members did tell Deep T some of the things that Shake was saying before she walked down the aisle. And that's probably why she stood his ass up at the altar, because she said people like Jared, and I forgot who else she said, kind of warned her that, he's saying some bad things about you. He ain't really the one. But anyway, I ain't got nothing else to say about Shake. We talking about Kyle and Shayna again. Why? These hoes, they wasn't even on the show the full 10 episodes. Why are we talking about Kyle and Shayna? They talking about the religion thing. I really don't care. And Shayna talking about, oh, I dated a Christian before and it didn't work, so I guess I'm gonna try atheist. Like, bitch, who does that? But let's move on. Like, they didn't even dig into that. They let these people say the most ridiculous answers, and then Vanessa and Nick on to the next question. No, dig into that, because that didn't make any sense. Kyle then says he should have proposed to Deep T. And the whole time, I'm like, well, her ass single, you ain't got to propose, but go take her ass out on a date. You act like she married now and you can't say what's up. Like, what's the point of getting on the show is, oh, I should have proposed to Deep T. What's stopping you? You could do it now. He just saying shit to be saying it because Deeps didn't even look like she was interested in his ass. And I wouldn't be either. He got a whole ex-girlfriend at the crib. That's crazy. The reunion was so surface. I mean, I'm trying to give a review here. It really ain't that much to review because we didn't learn anything extra. I think Kyle just wanted a moment. Or maybe Kyle, since he got hurt by Shayna, he want to come in and feel like he got to save Deep T. Deep, what is her name? Deep T? Deeps. You know, Deeps don't need to be saved. She don't need no constellation or consolation. You know, second place lover like Ayanna need. Let me move on because I ain't gonna shade Ayanna. Let's move on. Now we get to the Natalie and Shane fight. This whole segment was a waste of fucking time. The whole segment, they're talking in code. Oh, this is the fight that ruined the engagement. If we didn't have this fight, we might have got married. Oh, I apologize for saying what I said, but you ain't apologized for doing what you doing. Natalie is over here crying. She can't even say two fucking words without having an earful of tears. And I'm like, bitch, he ain't do nothing that bad to you. He just said he hated you and you were the worst thing that ever happened to him. Cuss his ass out back and send him over there to his mama house. I don't understand what the tears are for. Like, you weren't even that embarrassed on the show. Shane, he over here crying and rubbing his head. Oh, I just love her so much. And oh, I fucked it all up. I'm like, Shane, get yourself together. Gather yourself. What is going on with the twitching and the head rubs and all the tears? Y'all known each other for 3 weeks. Three. It's been some people that I've dated for 3 years and they do all that crying and fidgeting over. So Natalie gets the crying and she told me, I apologize for this. And I'm like, well, what did Natalie do? Because Shane did make a point. He was like, look, I ain't just come in the house and say I hate you out of nowhere. Like, you did some shit to me for me to say it. So I'm like, well, what the fuck she say? We didn't get no additional information. She probably asked his ass to sign a prenup. That's probably what it was. She was like, sign this prenup. And he was like, I hate you. I want to take a little bit of that consultant money. You know, I don't know. But they didn't give us anything new, so I got to speculate. So now, Vanessa being messy. Oh, Vanessa was being messy. She was like, well, what's up with you and Shayna? I heard in the streets y'all was dating. Oh, I ain't want to bring it up, but I heard. So, no, girl, bring it up. Entertain me. Shit. This the reunion. And, oh, they ain't got nothing to say. Oh, we ain't going to talk about that. Yeah, we seen each other after the show, but we ain't going to talk about that. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? If we ain't gonna talk about it. They say they just friends and that was the end of it. You see, I put in my notes, entertain me. This shit is boring. Spill something. Is it just me or does Shane give an abusive vibe? Natalie talked about being on the edge around here. Someone on Reddit who claimed to work on the show talked about him having a drug issue. Now, I don't know. Now, I didn't see it, the wedding episode, because all on Twitter, everybody was alleging that he was on drugs or something. He was doing a lot of twitching. I didn't see the twitching. It didn't capture my eye that episode. But on the reunion, Shane couldn't sit still. He was, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You can't sit like a normal person. Like, he was like a 5-year-old first day in class and don't know how to sit still. I don't know if that was drugs. Like I said, I don't know his activities in his home. I don't want to put that on nobody. But something is wrong. Something was wrong with Shane. I'm going to say allegedly because, like I said, I don't know these people. He did give me, I could see that abusive vibe because the entire reunion, Natalie looked scared. And even when Natalie was talking at her segment, she looked scared to speak. I don't know if he was physically abusive or if he was just loud and, control. I don't know. But something happened between those two off camera where Natalie's whole vibe at the reunion was off. So I could see the vibe you talking about. Cause I'm like, girl, I know they got security. Speak up. What happened? Mm, it was just weird to me. But yeah, let's move on because they ain't entertain me. So now we back to Jared and Ayanna, and they ain't really say shit. Um, they're holding back. Mallory over there rolling her eyes, and this is when we learned that they had sex in Mexico. I already told y'all about the gray sweatpants. I ain't mad at you, Ayanna. That's probably why you stuck to his dumb ass. But hey, get it while you can. Get it while you can, girl. Just know, Ayanna, somewhere there's a man who also looks nice in his gray sweatpants that will want to propose to you first and not second. I don't know. I don't trust Jared. I've never trust Jared. They whole sitting there booed up. Mm-hmm. Oh, this my husband. Like me and my husband don't sit nowhere like that. Nowhere. Nowhere do we sit where his arms got to be all around me. Yeah. It ain't that much damn love in the world. It's hot. Y'all under them hot ass stage lights. Save the acting for somebody else. I see through you. I see through you. Go ahead away from me with that. And that was it. Hell yeah, that's it. I'm ready to get into Ready to Love. My final thoughts on the show. I think everybody will be divorced by the end of this year. I don't even think they're gonna make it to Christmas. The only ones who might make it to Christmas is Nick and Danielle. Just because Nick seemed like he liked a little bit of crazy, and Danielle, you know, if you like it, I love it. And they was all on the Twitter streets. Oh, I ain't really that crazy, and I ain't really that insecure. They just girl, they ain't show us nothing but what you did. That's it. They ain't show us nothing but how you was acting. So I give it to Nick and Danielle. Everybody else, please don't put them on my TV screen no more. Don't put them over there on the challenge. Don't put them over there on no other reality show. This show is broken. Broken. I don't know. I feel like the first season was the best season because it was a true experiment and these people didn't have anything to model it after. If we ain't gonna have true couples falling in love in the pods, at least entertain me. At least bring on some people who gonna spill the shit, do the shit, and entertain me. But Nick and Lachey, I said Nick and Lachey. Nick and Vanessa have a new show coming out April 6th called The Ultimatum because she didn't gave this man an ultimatum. Who haven't given a man an ultimatum? This is another show. I don't believe in the concept of this show. It reminds me of the show on OWN. Y'all ain't slick. We done seen that shit on OWN, put a ring on it. Where people who have been in these long-term relationships and somebody ready to get married and they get around another group of people in relationships and swipe out partners. I don't believe in the concept of this show because you can't tell me people who are this close to getting married need to flip it out with date other people, cause drama, stress, all in their household, be like, oh yeah, I don't want to date her no more, I want to marry you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't play in your relationship like that because you're going to mess around and get your feelings hurt. Ultimatums will mess around and get your feelings hurt. You can't pressure nobody to marry you. You can't pressure anybody to marry you. If that man needs to go on TV and date another woman to decide if he wants to marry you or not, is that the man you really want to be with? I need women or whoever have the ultimatum in a situation to have the value in themselves. If you sitting around with somebody 5 to 10 years and they ain't even thought about proposing, you need to just put it in your mind, I'm out. You either gonna sit there and be common law with their ass or just be out. But don't put me on no TV show, start dating other women, embarrassing me on TV. Now I'm gonna watch the shit. And y'all better entertain me. And I'm gonna review it. But you better entertain me. But Nick, Vanessa, y'all ain't slick. Y'all have been watching the Oprah Network. Y'all done got this same concept off of Put a Ring on It. You better hope Oprah don't come copyright that shit. All y'all did was take the whole show and just put a new name on it, The Ultimatum. But we gonna watch it. Let me get into this one last comment because I gotta get off and get ready to do Ready to Love. I still can't completely connect to Ayanna and Jared. Not only did he made her second choice, he sure did. But when asked what he liked about her, he could only say her the resilience. He doesn't seem to love her. He doesn't. He can't even come home in a decent hour. You remember Ayanna said you could at least come home at 3 o'clock in the morning. At least. Which means he been hanging out with all the leg open hours. Because the club closed at 3. So what else he doing out after 3? Because she said you could at least come home at 3. If Ayanna like it, I love it. If she want to play like she got this perfect marriage on my TV screen, I see all through it. You know, Ayanna could be in it because you know she want her masters. Maybe she is in it for the free rent. Allegedly. I don't know Ayanna like that. But you know, different strokes for different folks. But you all, I'm going to end this here. I'm about to refresh my glass of Stella Rosa. In 2 minutes, we're about to get into Ready to Love. I got a lot of shit to say about these people over here on Ready to Love. These love shows, they just like playing in our face. If you're going to play in my face, at least entertain me. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And both of these shows right now, I'm bored. But I'm going to save my comments for Ready to Love for that live. But you all, thank you so much for sticking around for this. I mean, Love is Blind is off. At least they're giving us this ultimatum show to talk about in a few weeks. So we'll give that a try. We'll try. And stick around. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you're first time to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I do a lot of other shows. I do the dating shows, regular reality shows, the competition shows. You will find something that you like on the platform. So go ahead and hit subscribe. Like this video. If you're on the rewatch, get in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the reunion. And I will see you all for the next show. Have a good one. Bye.